Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Deus Ex Mankind Divided Blind. Now I'm still in Golem City, but before I continue with my main objective, there is still this part I haven't explored, so I'm going to do just that. Let me orientate myself. There's a shop as well, which might be interesting. Let's check this.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Damn it, I shouldn't be transferring stuff. But I should have enough time anyway.
Access granted.
Okay, shut up, because I am a little overwhelmed with the amount of things being spoken in the background. A lot of leaflets for Rabia. So is it a representative of Santa that lives here? But then, where would he have all the Talos Rucker's posters? I guess his computer will betray the information. James Fletcher. Wait. Would he be related to the Fletcher from the task force? Well, I guess we'll see what the computer says. In the end, frick, I wasn't planning on that.
Access denied.
Damn it, that's pretty close. What's the ebook about? Two bloody cheeks. Augmented are going to be exterminated. Talking instead of acting, begging for scraps. We will lose because we are not fighting. We have taken Talos Rucker's high road. We've been murdered, beaten and exiled. Our enemies laughed at us. Someone is going to have to die, but we are argumentative. We are stronger than them. We decide who that someone is. So I guess whoever this is, he's been fed up with Rucker's idea of passive resistance. But I really feel like the idea of passive resistance, especially in this case, is actually better. Like, I understand it's harder and it's very difficult to not violently lash out when you're being discriminated against and hurt, but in the long run I really feel like Rucker's arguments make a lot of sense, because violence that they respond with is only going to be used as a weapon against them in kind. You know, it's going to perpetrate further the cycle of hatred and this idea that augmented people can't be trusted because they are inherently violent. Like, they are proving their enemy's point by responding violently. Let's try again.
Anomaly detected.
Frick, I got caught again with the firewall. Yeah, that isn't going to frick. That's what happens if you don't use the freaking search module, or however it is called. I should be stealing all that, but I don't feel good about it. Well, at the very least, I guess they didn't call the police because the police don't care what happens here. Okay, so let me try again. The firewall is definitely this way. I'm not sure if it works each way, 100%. Well, let's try this.
Anomaly detected.
Well, to be honest, that wasn't that much better, but
access granted.
Carole Messier. From Santo. Appreciate your feedback. to improve conditions for our staff. Yeah, so he is from Santau. He's like a representative because he has a lot of leaflets for Rabia. Some possible good news is, I think your request for a move is on the cards sooner than you think. Official rumbles that will be pulling out our reps out of Utulek and the Prague area. Head office wants to swing a brighter light onto the more positive messages around Rabia. Recommend making sure that you are ready to move out. Thank you on behalf of the Santo group. I wanted to thank you for your patience and excellent efforts. Santau has decided to recall majority of our staff. I'd like to be the first Santau employees on site as the first sector is opened. We will need to return to the head office in Paris to be briefed. Once again, thank you for your efforts and dedication. Meeting with Talos Rucker. Again from Santau. I am prepared to take the meeting with him in whatever way, but via vid screen or even in person in Utulek. Move in the right direction. It is what results from this meeting. It has the potential to be a giant leap. Regardless of the outcome, this is excellent work. Look forward to your follow-up email. Mr. Brown, must be that you are ever the optimist, because Talos Rucker has agreed to a meet. What a great move this is for Rabia project. One of his people will be forwarding me the date and time, preferred meeting location. I will pass on the details. Interesting. So, I guess there has been at least some attempt of communication and negotiation between Santau and Rucker, although I'm not sure where it went. The representative is no longer here, so I'm not sure if he's dead or if he left as they promised him that he would. Well, just in case, I'm not going to steal his stuff, just in case he needs it to live or something. Now, where does this lead? I feel like this is a whole different part of the thing, which, because I don't think I've been here specifically.
Do you know how many times I've been robbed? Too many, but not anymore. There's a guy right in this area. He's got guns for sale, no questions asked, and at good prices. I'm carrying insurance from now on. You should too.
No, thank you. I don't really think that's for me.
Fine. If you want to be a victim, go ahead.
Ah, right, because there's a shop in this location.
Forget it. I don't have anything to spare for some tourists. There are people here who actually need what I have.
Dime z cesty. Hezký
I
augment.
cannot believe I chose to come here. I believe the stories that Golem City could actually be a fresh start for us.
Well, that's a bummer to believe in those optimistic stories and then come to this.
You want to talk about our methods? Take it to the captain. We follow orders. She says shake down Golem, we shake until she tells us to stop.
Okay, so is this the shop? Yeah, right.
Going to get messy.
I'm not the one with the merchandise. I'm only making sure no one causes trouble.
Okay, this is presumably storage. I'm not going to rob him unless I get a reasonable reason to do that. Ah, wait,
This
that's...
is a pleasant surprise. I wasn't expecting any customers today, given the unpleasantness outside.
Are you Louis Galois?
I am. If this is a referral, may I ask which of my customers was impressed enough to recommend me?
Tibor Sokol.
Ah, poor Tibor. But how may I be of service?
Well, first, actually show me your shop.
Let's see what you've got for sale.
These are all the goods I have available.
Because I myself have a few things to sell. For example, this, and this. I can sell some of the alcohol. It has never been useful to me, to be honest, up to this point. Now, what does he have to sell? Weapons, scope, ammunition. To be honest, I have plenty of ammunition for the thing, and I have just about enough money to buy one praxis kit when I get back to Prague, so I think that's enough, actually.
Nothing interests you?
No.
When I spoke to Tibor, he said you can help me get into Ark territory, undetected.
What did he say, precisely?
That you bring supplies into Golem for Talos Rucker, under the radar.
Tibor should be more careful what he says, and to whom.
He also said you would probably ask a favor in return.
Yes, as it happens, I do have a need for someone like you. The police have confiscated some neuropazine of mine. They're keeping it in a storage locker at the entrance to the market.
It wasn't as secure as they thought.
I see. You have my thanks and admiration. In exchange for this, I will unlock the security door at the back of this room. Beyond it, you'll find a ladder that will take you where you want to go.
Thanks.
No, thank you. And if there is anything else I can do...
If any of us will be invited there.
Well, so I guess this was the thing I took from, you know, I took by accident the quest items, the two stashes of neuropazine. So I would have needed to take it anyway, because this is a main quest. 3 praxis available.
Jensen, getting lonely up here. Got an update for me?
Yeah, I discovered that favors are like currency in Golem City. We're back on track. I'm heading for an area called the Throat now. Should take me straight into Ark territory.
Good. I'll update Miller and do a flyby up ahead. Get you the lay of the land.
Copy that.
Now, I think... Wait. Neuropazine. I gave him neuropazine and then I have the opportunity to steal it back from him? I don't think I'm going to do that. But I do have 3 practice points, so perhaps I should, you know, actually spend them. You know what? I might go all the way with the batteries. They are very useful overall because most orcs use them. So let's do that. Okay. Throat. So this is the elevator. So I guess it was just an alternate way of getting to here. You know, whichever option I chose.
Victor, we got one. Patrolling the market, just like you said it would be.
I got it, brothers.
Whoa, that's a huge guy.
Let's see what we've got here. These little guys can be tricky. Every once in a while, one of them will go off, even if you...
Okay, pretty impressive. I must say.
Should have tried cutting the blue wire.
If only life was that simple. You are lost, brother? It looks like you might have taken a wrong turn.
You must be the welcoming committee.
No. I am Marchenko. And Marchenko, he is more of a guardian. Like the hound at the gates of hell, yes?
I'm not real big on the classics.
That is a pity. What a man reads can tell you more about him than his face. Can I give you a little friendly advice?
Sure.
Sure.
Go back. Go home. There is nothing for someone like you here.
How do you figure that? You don't know me.
I know this place, up ahead. We call it the throat. And sometimes those get cut, yes? When outsiders come wandering in where they should not.
I'll take my chances. I just want to see where Ark hides out.
We are not hiding from anyone.
Tell that to the cops down below.
Do not listen to police and all their bullshit about Ark. Those Slupotia pricks are everywhere, breaking heads, making their mess, and we have to deal with it. Better watch yourself. They won't go easy on you either, leash or no leash.
He has a very interesting eye prosthetic. Because it doesn't even look like he has like those 3 little points, which seems almost like he's like, I don't know, triangulating something with the 3 of them. But it doesn't look like a prosthetic eye. It looks like some kind of a sensor array. Okay, I don't believe that. Straight up, don't believe that.
It's not right what the police are doing. Someone has to stand up to them.
Is that you? Because it takes a lot to step out of line and answer back. And once you do, there is no return. Not everyone has the courage to take up the fight.
You make it sound like you're in a war.
It is a war. On us. On every augmented human. You see that, don't you? There is a moment coming, and it will be soon, when all of us will have to choose a side. Anyone who does not will just be in the way. And that could get them killed.
I thought Ark was about preserving human rights, not advocating armed revolt.
Here and now, brother, it is the same thing.
What you're talking about, that's terrorism.
Is it? I thought we were just 2 men having a conversation, discussing the issues of the day.
Like your friend Rucker? I see him on the net. He feel the same way you do?
Ah, yes. Talos. He is a good man. Strong, intelligent, principled. You could learn a lot from him.
I kind of... I'm not sure if I should confront him, but it does... I'm assuming this is sarcasm, right? Because this guy's perspective does not really seem to align with Talos Rucker's. Something interesting might come out of this, unless he gets pissed and attacks me, in which case he might as well succeed in killing me because I'm pretty bad at responding quickly, but we'll see what happens.
Sounds like you already have. You're a regular true believer.
Live a day in this shithole, and you will be one too. You face what we face. The oppression, degradation, and you will know. Talos Rucker sees through all of it. He has answers.
Are you sure about that? Or is it just what you want to be true?
Well, as much as a political debate stimulates me, you are pushing my patience and I have work to do. You have had your warning. Get out of here, while you still can.
If that was your recruitment speech, I gotta tell you, it sucked. The way I see it, after the bombing, tide's turning against you. ARC has made itself public enemy #1.
Yes, it may seem that way. For now. Until then. Sergei! Be careful in there, Shiny. Huh? Nasty rumors of a wrench getting scratches on his finish will scare the tourists away. Yes. We'll be seeing you.
Ha! It's really cool the way they contrasted those two guys.
Patch me through to Miller.
Give him a message. Patch you through. What am I, your fucking secretary now?
Jensen, I thought you were back on track.
I am. But I need you to run a name through iLink. Victor Marchenko. Got a feeling about this guy.
Fine. But remember, you're there for Rucker. If he's behind these attacks, everyone else will fall in line.
It was cool how they contrasted Marchenko with those two guys. The two of them were struggling to pick up the boat, and then Marchenko picked it up with one hand and tossed it over his shoulder to carry it away. Okay, so this goes back to the elevator. That's where I entered from. Which I guess they left. It confused me that they left through here. I thought for a second it leads deeper, but apparently they were on their way out. Whereas me, I'm supposed to go inside. Okay, they will probably not appreciate me snooping around, but I can't really help myself.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Pocket secretary. Heavy plastic crate. Okay, what's this about? Sick of me yet? Our call from Max. Another email about a code change. Cross the bridge without getting cut in half. Deactivate the lasers. Okay, that might be useful. Weapon cabinet. I don't really need anything out of this, so let them have it. I do, however, appreciate the code for the lasers, provided I can find the actual security computer to deactivate them. Okay, so I don't see it anywhere, but I don't think those lasers actually hurt me. I think they only raise the alarm. Well, I'll be damned. Okay, so let's try that again, but in a different way. Well, that's not exactly a security computer, but it might actually be better. Not quite sure what this is. Some kind of a cistern? A water storage? What does it say? Heating from what? I might be too tired to actually bother with it. Okay, it got me somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where. Money. Those adjectives again. I have no idea what this is about, to be honest. And some... this is schematics for building those prefab homes. And this seems like some kind of a manufacturing plant, maybe? With this being a conveyor belt for it. The throat.
This is Talos Rucker, and it is time once again to share with you current events.
Where is he speaking from? Well, anyway, I was supposed to traverse the throat, right?
Our principal topic tonight is, unsurprisingly, the aftermath of the deplorable terrorist attack on the Ruzicka train station.
Okay, he's talking about the attack on Ruzicka station again. So I've heard that one already.
The police presence in the Utelek complex has increased.
Okay, so this is like a... what would you call it? Like this whole platform presumably moves to... But to be honest, I'm not exactly sure where I'm going. Well, it did lead me somewhere, because I can cross this and then go here. Can open the door to somebody's home. Crafting parts. That's the book. Is it by Rucker? No, Detroit Public Transport. Well, that's a weird book to have in such a place as this, but oh well. Not going to judge their taste or anything. It doesn't look like there's much interesting stuff here. So let me get back up.
To the citizens of Utelek, I strongly advocate for staying straight. Remember, no wrong is ever redressed with more anger and aggression. Be courteous.
Okay, I feel like I'm getting somewhere, but not sure where exactly.
Report all violations to aand, and those responsible will answer for their crimes once the current crisis has passed. My friends, I know this news has been neither uplifting nor
Toolbox. Again, I don't see much purpose to this room.
please do not allow yourself discouraged.
Is there like a weak spot here? Kind of looks like it, but it also looks like there's nothing I can do.
We can withstand. It is understandable that
Well, let's just continue onwards.
but there is absolutely no excuse for accusing innocent people. We demand that the members of the state police force and their civil commanders
Okay, now this presumably will move the platform.
Reporting themselves in a fair and honorable fashion.
So I guess I'm going up, which I guess makes sense for it if it's the throat, and you know, I'm going up to proverbially get out of the mouth eventually.
Until tomorrow, remember that through patience, diligence, remaining firm in your principles, we will see a brighter future, child. Thank you.
Okay, another room full of schematics. And it's the same schematics as before. Okay, this looks important, but first... Wait. Does this... Augmented Rights Coalition... Ah, okay, it's the ARC, I guess, headquarters, maybe? Yeah, the quest marker points here as well. So I guess this was the elevator that could have taken me here the entire time? Or maybe not. Maybe it's actually the place I'm going to use to leave here once I'm done. Because I don't see any terminal that will control this gate. Well, let's just go into the ARC headquarters then.
Chicane, I'm in ARC territory now. That flyby show you anything?
First section seems to be a mass storage area. View ahead, looks like ARC has repurposed it for living quarters. Or barracks, maybe.
Those two things have very different connotations, Chicane. Which is it?
Well, everyone in front of you is armed, so I'll let you decide.
Right.
Well, I'm not going to kill anyone. Anyway, of course. Might actually just utilize the cloak to run past them.
Calm down.
Don't tell me to! Don't tell me to calm down. When they try to intimidate me, get me to bring them here, but I refuse.
Who?
Interpol. They're coming here.
The police know what happens to them when they come here.
Not the police. Interpol. I think they mean to arrest Talos.
Relax, Soko. If Interpol needs to learn the same lesson we taught the police, we will be glad to teach them. We will go to any lengths to protect Talos. Now go. Go keep your eyes open, and we will handle Interpol together.
Well, actually, I'm not that eager to... Freak. Okay, I'm actually dead already. Yeah, that's a massive fail I've just committed. Like, there's a bajillion of them. I'm not quite sure where I'm going. But to be honest, at this point, I'm just going wherever. You know, far away from the center of the... Okay, I'm not about to fight them all. This seems to be madness. Like, there's literally, I don't know, 40 of them here. I have enough ammo, I guess. But still, that seems to be madness. So instead I'll just try to sneak through. Question is, where exactly am I going? Because I don't really want to arrest Talos unless I find some concrete proof that he's guilty, which for now I don't really believe.
There was something, I think.
Despite our dedication to the peace.
Okay, I shouldn't be running actually because
Sounds in this place.
okay, that was a mistake. Shouldn't be running because it drains my cloak faster.
Chicane, you with me?
Thankfully, no. What's your progress?
I'm through the living quarters. Looks like I'm into some kind of operations area now. My gut tells me Rucker's gonna be above all this, someplace high and defensible.
Better find an elevator then. I'll update you with extraction coordinates when I have them. Chicane out.
Damn it, there are computers around here. Oblast. So that's a region. It's like a shipment factory, or... I'm annoyed that there are computers around which I'm not hacking, but there are too many of them. I'm not in the mood to fight them, to be honest. Like, I could, but it would take ages. And freak, I think I may be dead. It is going to take ages, and okay, apparently I can't cross. Ah, there's a switch.
Chicane, I'm moving in on Rucker's position. You got those coordinates yet?
I'll transmit them as soon as I've finished my coffee.
Don't leave me hanging, Chicane.
You just worry about getting our man. And be careful. He's dangerous.
We'll see.
Well, I understand that was poorly done, but I'm annoyed that I didn't read, you know, the flavor texts and everything. But really, there was like, I don't know, 50 enemies there. I would have spent half an hour or maybe more fighting them, and presumably I would have died a couple of times as well. I just couldn't be bothered at this point. So I apologize for that, but really, that didn't seem fun to me. Especially seeing, like, because if they were, I don't know, if I had particular reason to dislike them, then at the very least I could, you know, derive some kind of a satisfaction from defeating them so that they couldn't do anything wrong again. But as it is, I feel like they are just defending themselves from me, because they believe I am going to unjustly arrest their leader, which I might very well do, depending on what the game...
I'm sure you'll understand if I don't take your word for it.
You're clearly very skilled. I want to thank you for holding yourself in check on the way in. My friends only want to protect me, but there's been too much bloodshed already.
You don't seem surprised to see me.
I'm not. After the train station attacks, I knew it was only a matter of time before they sent someone. Please, sit.
This isn't a social call, Rucker. I'm here to take you in.
Our mandate is to fight for the rights of the augmented. Communicate our message, offer assistance. The Ark is a non-violent organization.
Alright, then this should be easy. Come with me, answer our questions, and we'll have you back here in plenty of time to film your next sermon.
I'm not a fool. If I surrender now, I'm never coming back. Once you have me, you intend to make me disappear.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe he's
I
right.
will not make Solzhenitsyn's mistake. My people and I will resist you.
I thought you were a pacifist.
I am. But I'm more than a leader. I'm a symbol. That is why you wish to erase me. If martyrdom is the only way to remain a symbol, then even my death is preferable to my evaporation.
If I have to bring you in by force, I will. And your people will try to stop me. And neither of us wants anyone to get hurt, so come along peacefully. You have my word. I will do everything I can to see that you are treated fairly.
You cannot speak to me of peace or fairness. Not when your masters hide in the shadows, manipulating, controlling, murdering without the courage to proclaim their convictions in front of the rest of the world.
So apparently there is no way of not arresting him. The best I can do is arrest him and then promise him I'll try to give him a fair, guarantee him a fair trial, and if he's really not involved, then I'll make sure that he's, not hurt, which is good enough, I guess. I don't really want to, I want to get to the bottom of it. If he's responsible, then of course he has to pay, but if not, then I would rather not let him get killed. And uses idealism as a shield, needs to be reminded of reality, exaggerates his own importance but welcomes good advice, conceals insecurities with plaster, desperate for something to hold on to, idealistic, responsible, demoralized. Needs to be reminded of reality. Welcomes good advice. Well, I guess this does remind him of reality. I don't like any of those options, to be honest. None of them are things I would have said, really, because this seems to justify the way the task force and, by extension, I guess the Illuminati themselves are operating, which I'm not really a fan of, to say the least. This borderline insults him, trying to tell him that he's kind of a hypocrite, and this is basically kind of conceding that the world sucks, which I guess it kind of does, and that there are always people who treat others like shit, and basically that what he just said is nothing new to me, but I guess this corresponds pretty well with his profile. So out of the three, I don't like any of those options, but I'll choose this.
That's the way power has always worked, Rucker. If you haven't figured that out yet, you need to listen to the people who've thought things through a few steps ahead.
My life may not have prepared me to be the leader of an activist group, but it is still hypocritical of you to criticize me for using your own methods.
Well, I guess
I have been patient.
That didn't quite work.
I have taught my people non-violence and waited for the rest of the world to follow that example. I have had faith in humanity, and humanity betrayed me.
Although I'm still somewhere in the middle, so... Desperate for something to hold on to. Okay, this is a rather, out of the three, this is like kind of, well, not idealistic, but this is, you know, giving him some hope of working things out in the end. I'll try this.
Humanity didn't betray you. They got scared and they panicked. You need to give them more time to settle down.
How long am I expected to wait? When every day that passes brings us closer to extinction. There's so much work I need to do. I'm beset by the bombings on one side and ARC internal politics on the other. It may be that the two are connected. I have to regroup, to decide what is best for me and for the cause. I need you to delay my arrest, if just for a day.
Well, can I even do that? Okay, this is kind of antagonistic towards him. Exaggerates his own importance. Okay, I guess I'll go with this. This I don't feel at all is a good idea. This is a bit of a quid pro quo, you know. I'm basically saying I need you to help me today so that I could perhaps help you tomorrow. But this seems to speak more to his idealistic side. At least that's how I feel.
Things are bad everywhere. And the longer it drags on, the worse they'll get. The best thing for you and the cause is to show strong leadership by coming in now, proudly and willingly, to help fix things.
Yes. I suppose you are right. My time here has all but run out. Can you understand this? If you were to take me from here, you would be responsible for more than my death. You'd be responsible for my effacement, the ruination of the Augmented Rights Coalition, and the perversion of everything it stands for.
And needs to be reminded of reality. Again, I'm kind of torn between this and this. But I feel like this might be a good response, and the alpha part flashed a couple of times also, which, because they're both pretty good arguments, I would say, but this maybe corresponds better with what the implant has showed me, so I'll try this.
The bottom line hasn't changed. If you come with me willingly, there won't be any violence. You now have the choice. Choose the non-violent path, or you are the one betraying the cause.
I cannot watch any more of my people die. Not on my account. You've asked me to trust you, and so I will. Before we leave together, there's something I must show you. I suspect there's a power struggle brewing within our organization. Some people inside ARC are less committed to our ideas.
Would that be Marchenko?
Tell me you know who's responsible for the bombings?
I have only suspicions, and until recently, not even that. The evidence I have begun collecting is meager, but I give it to you. This is the key card for the security door. The evidence is inside.
Why give it to me? Why not keep it, present it at your interrogation?
Because if my suspicions are correct, and I am seen leaving here with you willingly, I may not survive to present my evidence.
So is this going to be about Marchenko? Because he did sound pretty violent.
Hiding in plain sight is your real terrorist. I was trying secretly to find out who is responsible.
Rucker?
Is he going to kill himself? Is he being like hacked?
Chicane, Rucker is dead.
Come again.
I'll fill you in when I see you, which is where exactly?
There's some greenhouses near your position. Below them is a clearing. That's where I'll be. Chicane out.
Okay, that was disturbing. The way his arms unfolded and then he started clutching his head. I feel like he was like remotely killed. It's something that is clearly possible in this universe. But the problem is, now I will have to deal with all of his freaking supporters, which I think I'm going to just run past them again. I can't really be bothered. Well, at this point, now he's dead, I might as well take his things. Read that already. Read that.
The dialogue on both sides of the issue. We will be watching the UN closely for any break in the story. This is Eliza.
Okay, there's a vent here. But he was supposed to show me some evidence, right? So shouldn't I, open something in here or? Well, anyway, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it was surely pretty disturbing. And obviously, I wonder if I'm going to be blamed for this. If they are going to assume that I killed him instead of bringing him in, or maybe, presumably, maybe what's happened is that Marchenko wants to lead into an all-out war, so he'll use the death of, he'll try to blame me or even the police perhaps for killing Rucker, and then use it as an argument for ARC to switch from their non-violent ways towards an all-out war, because he very much feels like a person who, would be up for that. Books, an ebook, University School of Medicine, Talos Rucker, Bachelor of Medicine, Master of Medicine, Doctor of Medicine. That's his photo from the university, presumably with his wife or girlfriend, or some other family member, or just friend, I guess, from the university. And some awards as well. Plaque of recognition from LIM. Ongoing contribution in the field of augmented medicine. for providing affordable neuropocin to citizens of underdeveloped countries. For your work in the disaster relief of the Republic of the Union of Myanmar. Okay. Now there's also an ebook here. Let's take a look at that. And that's another article by him, Hope and Unlived, Potential Unrealized. I found them when Hugh were redefining the face of humanity. Fundamental mistake. Proved to be the very exemplar of this, damning by definition. They called the resulting prosthetics augmentations. This weighted term became the discussion, embraced by those and rejected with equal passion by those who opposed it. The social discourse lost all perspective of the myriad of uses of technology in medicine, of it could accomplish if the governments, medical communities capitalize on the augmentations technology, staggering possibilities. Okay. Now, he's not going to need that anymore. This is his evidence apparently. Spoke to HK. Delvers Orchid ASAP, then maintain cover, rest of the cell on standby. M. What's Marchenko's? I forgot. What's Marchenko's first name? Well, I guess I'll decipher it later. But there is still the safe here. So let me try and hack it. Okay, this looks rather tough, but depending on how long the alarm is. Yeah, I can't. This isn't freak. This is not going to work.
Access denied.
I guess I can use one of the multi-tools in the meantime. Anything new from our friend, the alter ego of Alex Jones? Biocells. Because I feel like there might be something important in the safe. You know, it is a safe after all, specifically designed to keep important items. And I don't think I will be ever able to return to this location. So... Praxis kit and neuropocin.
Let's get back to talking smack. How will our history be told when it's no longer being told by us? A civilization of migrants.
Okay, I've heard that already. I just didn't hear the part about sponsors because I started watching in the middle. Okay, I'll try just running past the enemies. I'm not about to fight them all. Poland. Well, the borders are still roughly the same, or actually exactly the same. But I can't exactly figure out what this map is about. Again, I don't think I'm going to fight them all, just because it seems pointless. There are too many of them, and it's not my goal either.
Shut up, I think I heard something.
No! It's that cat again, let's trap it.
Now what?
Maybe a rat or something.
Check on it.
Get him! Get him!
Freak. I'm dead. I'm not even sure if this is the exit. It just looks like a vaguely important place with that switch. Yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm going into the right direction. I'm going somewhere. Is that Marchenko? Yep.
A lot of goddamn good Rucker being dead is going to do for us. Your orders were to bring him in.
I fully intended to.
Then how did this happen?
Yeah, I actually do believe it was probably Marchenko, you know, trying to make it erupt into an all-out war, because from his first talk with me, it seemed he didn't really agree with Rucker's methods, and he was a lot more direct and a lot more violent. It might be a setup, but I'm not sure. If it is a setup, then surely he's not going to just, you know, spill the beans outright if I accuse him of it. So, to be honest, this seems to do nothing, because even if it is a setup, then I shouldn't let him know that I know that. And if it is a setup, then he already knows the truth, in which case choosing this costs me nothing, whereas if it isn't, then again I'm not sure what harm would it bring to tell him that, especially because I really feel this is plausible.
I think someone being paid to manipulate Ark killed him. Someone in his crew. Rucker told me Ark was being set up, that the real terrorists were hiding in plain sight.
And was he wearing a tinfoil hat when he said this?
The man was devoted to bridging the divide between Augs and Naturals. He knew that every one of these attacks just drives the stake in deeper, and that the only way to fix things was to pull that stake out. He said he had evidence to prove Ark's innocence. He was ready to come in and talk to us, even though he knew it meant risking his life.
What evidence was he referring to?
Now, on this point, I feel like it might not be wise to give it to them, because even if Miller himself is not a bad guy, the whole task force is a puppet for the Illuminati. So I think I'll keep it for... Not that I trust the Juggernaut Collective that much more, but you know, my trust in the Illuminati is like the bottom of the bottom possible, so...
I don't know. He was killed before he could say.
Well then, there's no use theorizing over what-ifs, is there?
What about Victor Marchenko?
I ran that name through iLink and got back a blank page. Why? You got something else?
Nothing more than a gut feeling, so far.
Well, I'm sorry, Agent, but I need more than that. Christ. What a mess. You know word of Rucker's death is going to spread, don't you? And when that happens, the head of state police assures me Golem City will become a war zone. We can't let that happen. I hope we're good on juice, Chicane, because I need a ride. As for you, Agent...
I still have a case to solve, and I know exactly where to start, Director. Smiley's had more than enough time to analyze that DSD I gave him.
The one you took from Ruzika?
I'll check in with him, see what's on it. After that, I'll go where the evidence takes me. I intend to make sure the right people are brought to justice for this, whether they're augmented or not.
Get a move on, before this case gets any colder, and keep me in the loop. Let's go, Chicane.
Okay, now a lot has happened, and I feel like this is the perfect place to end this episode because it's long enough. It's actually a little bit too long, but again I couldn't stop in the middle of a cutscene. So, oh, it's actually night. Interesting. Well, interesting. I guess night does kind of follow the day, naturally, but I wasn't expecting the game to reflect that. The games don't always do that. So I wonder if, you know, something else has changed in this part of the city while I was gone, but I guess to find out I'll have to wait until next time, because I myself am pretty tired as well, and the game shows no signs of ending, so I'll return to it once I'll rested a little bit. So that's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!